Hello, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit. The Goodyear boycott and subversion. So, Goodyear, Goodyear's HR department, I think it was Akron, Ohio, decided to say what was acceptable and unacceptable attire that they would allow and would not allow. And the unacceptable was Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, anything MAGA attired. And then they had what was acceptable, which was Black Lives Matter, anything, I guess, with gay and trans on it, that was acceptable. But I want to get down to I don't know if it's maybe the nitty or the gritty, but get down to the reality of the human condition. Human beings are not logical. Human beings strive to survive. Part of their survival mechanism is their ego. They don't want to be humiliated. They don't want to be called out. And they want to be able to, provide for their family and loved ones. So a lot of these social justice warriors have committed kind of economic terror and economic threatening. If you speak out, they threaten your place of employment and your place of work has also bought into this kind of thing. And I don't know how long HR departments have followed a social justice kind of thought process. Black Lives Matter was started in 2012, I believe, shortly after the George Zimmerman verdict. George Zimmerman, who killed Trayvon Martin, was then charged, shortly after was charged with murder, but he was found not guilty, and it was concluded that it was self-defense. Now, I had a show, by the way, called the No White Guilt Show, and we had a large, we did a very a long, extensive show on the Trayvon Martin case. One of the gentlemen who called into our show was supposedly, and I don't know if he was or was not, but was a black retired police officer who believed that George Zimmerman was completely innocent. We'll get into that detail a little bit later, but Black Lives Matter started after that verdict. I don't know if they started after that verdict or even during the trial. I think they were not happy with the way the trial went, and Black Lives Matter was born. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's kind of where it started. Now, HR departments have been left for quite some time, but they've gotten more aggressive over the years, they are, I mean, and these are HR departments in both the private and public sectors of, big government entities and large private corporations. And these, they have to have an HR. I mean, all large corporations have to have a large HR department, and they have to follow certain guidelines and the like. And they've gotten much more left. And it was through these HR departments that the ad apocalypse started to happen on YouTube. And I think that happened around 2015, I believe, even before, I think it came out even before Trump became an entity, because some of these YouTube channels were making headway in the mainstream social justice narrative. They were basically, people were agreeing with the people who were anti-social justice than the people who were pro-social justice. And they slowly started to kind of peel away at independent creators who were anti-social justice. Excuse me while I turn off my Discord for just a quick second here. Sorry, folks, I don't want things to start beeping while I'm talking. So, as I said before, and this kind of got exposed with Goodyear, but Goodyear is no different than any other company. They just got exposed, and they don't want to do it up front. And one of the things you'll notice is that HR departments, the diversity training and stuff is all done in private, and it's not done like publicly, because they know that what they're saying and what they're doing is not palatable, but they don't care. And here's the deal with these individuals who are on the social justice left. They believe in what they're saying, and I don't think that there is, the people that are funding them also believe in what they're doing. I don't think that there is a person behind the scenes, going, "Oh, I'm going to take over the world." They believe that they are making the world a better place, and the ends justify the means. So they will lie, they will distort, because they believe that they're fighting for a righteous cause. So no matter what, basically, and they don't have the same moral code as you. A lot of them I think a lot of them believe that they are at war. And in war, you can lie. In war, you can cheat. That's why when Goodyear put out its statement They blocked anyone to respond because they know that it's negative. And the shareholders have to, I wish the shareholders would start perhaps holding some of these companies accountable for their HR departments. That's where it's got to start, because these companies do not support American values. They do not support Western values. These social justice BLM individuals, they have, it's a religion to them. And any way they can get their faith, their doctrine, their tenets of their faith put forward, by hook or by crook, they will do it. And honor and nobility, they don't play with those. They don't play by those rules. They don't, they're brainwashed inside. And they don't want debate. Again, notice how these HR departments, when they have diversity classes and the like, and they have diversity and inclusion seminars, that they're closed off to the public, perhaps even to the shareholders. They would be closed off. And people should demand transparency on what they're teaching the employees that work at that company, because it seems like it's rather demoralizing. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't think it is. And again, the mainstream media, they're brainwashed too. Tim Pool says that they're doing it for money purposes. I believe that they're doing it more for ego purposes than they are doing it for money. I believe that they believe themselves to be right and that their cause is just, and the ends justify the means. And if they have to censor, if they have to deny you your rights to speak or your rights to a platform, I believe that they will absolutely do that. It's unfortunate, but that's what I see. And I guess they feel they have the right, like I said, these platforms feel they have the right to discriminate against you. And there are subjects that are completely off limits. And all they have to do is use the word white supremacy and racism and how they define it. And that's enough to get you deplatformed on social media, and also economically blacklisted, and in some cases, physically assaulted. The individual that assaulted, I believe, was Adam Hainer. The individual Marquise Lee Love, if you look at that guy, he believed that he was morally superior and had moral authority to do what he did. And that's what the people who run these HR departments, and some of them are also people who run companies and that are CEOs, they believe themselves to be morally superior to the rest of us, to the rest of Americans, to the rest of Europeans. And they don't have to be honest. They don't have to be forthright. But a lot of times they can't help themselves and they get angry. And that's when you see what they really believe. I'm going to go further into this. I mean, this is going to be kind of a long thing within the rabbit hole, because this kind of thing is not ending. And again, had social media been allowed to be free and we could have battled these ideas, I don't think Black Lives Matter would have taken off and the riots would have happened in the way that they did. Social media helped create it. These social justice mobs, they continue to kind of help them on Facebook and on Twitter. In the meantime, those that fight against them basically getting rid of them. That's what it looks like to me. Certainly could be wrong on that. All right, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thank you and have a good day.